Hi, I'm Daniel. I talk about education and careers in STEM, especially computer science and biology. I wanted to talk briefly about regulatory affairs, which is a type of job that I've had 2 years of full-time experience working at. So what is regulatory affairs? Is it worth doing? Is it interesting? Regulatory affairs is essentially the process of making sure that medical devices and pharmaceuticals, which are drugs used in medicine, are compliant with domestic and international regulations. So anytime you use an MRI machine or you take a drug, those things have to pass through regulatory agencies to make sure that they're safe and effective for people. There's 3 different classifications of risk that regulatory, or at least the United States regulatory agencies, FDA, needs to know about. Class 1 is low risk, class 2 is medium risk, class 3 is high risk. I've worked with class 2 devices, first at 23andMe, which I'm repping today, and then my next experience working with class 2 devices was at a local dental product manufacturing company in California. I think there's a lot to like about regulatory affairs. If someone likes project management, working with diverse teams, that can be cool. For me at 23andMe, I worked a lot with quality management people, with engineers, product scientists, with legal. That was interesting because I got to be a combination of sciencey person and also legally regulatory person, but having that collaboration with the engineers and the genetics researchers, the product scientists, was really interesting. I will say it's not a super exciting job necessarily, in my opinion. There are some cool things that can arise where projects are pretty exciting, but I think overall it's more you manage documents, you get them approved, you read a lot of regulations. So for me, I read a ton of things called ISO reports, which are International Organizations for Standardization. These are basically, think of them as standards that are adopted by a lot of countries to help make their own regulations. So you end up reading a lot of those. You read a lot of FDA guidances and FDA reports, also government laws and regulations about medical devices and pharmaceuticals. So it's a ton of reading, a ton of research, which can be cool. I would say it's a relaxing job day to day where you have some excitement as you submit things. Submissions involve getting a bunch of documents together and then literally submitting them to a regulatory agency, whether it's FDA or another agency overseas. My expertise was built in domestic stuff for FDA and then also EU stuff with the IVDR, MDR, things like that. But every country that has a presence, a global presence in medical devices and pharmaceuticals likely has stuff for regulatory affairs people. Overall, I think it's a good career for someone who likes project management, likes reading and researching, and is okay with the baseline being not super exciting, but there's stability. Any company that needs to manufacture medical devices and drugs will need people with regulatory affairs experience, and I think it's just going to be around for a long time. As long as there's medical devices, as long as there's pharmaceuticals, people will need regulatory affairs people. Like I said, it's not super exciting, to be honest, but it can be pretty chill. I mean, when there's downtime in regulatory affairs, this is usually when you're not actively submitting something. That really is downtime where you can work on upping your skills or just relaxing. It's not super hard, in my opinion. It's just, again, not super exciting. So for the right person, it can be a cool opportunity. Let me know if you have questions. Happy to answer any questions. Thanks for watching.